The Dark Mark is on me arm, a Harry Potter filk to the tune of Whiskey in the Jar. As I was going crazy in Azkaban prison, my parents came to save me at me mother's final urging. My father walked me out past my sightless jailers. My mother stayed behind to suffer the dementors. I shall linger and die. What for, Daddy-o? What for me, Daddy-o? The dark marks on me arm. Me father brought me home, and I thought he meant to save me. But Imperio he cried, and my mind and will enslaved he. For 12 years I did linger in those chains wrought by me father, and I swear they hurt me more than any Dementor's ardour. All shall linger and die. What for, Daddy-o? What for me, Daddy-o? The dark marks on me arm. My father brought me out at the pleading of dear Winky to see the World Cup played, but my mind it had grown tricky. I stole a child's wand, for I meant to kill me father. But then I saw my brothers, the cursed who couldn't bother, all shall linger and die. What for, Daddy-o? What for me, Daddy-o? The dark marks on me arm. After I had cast more dread to remind them, my father apparated, and the ministry behind him. They cast their spells well and wide, and a few at least did find me. So stupefied I lay, while they accused poor old Winky. All shall linger and die. What for, Daddy-o? What for me, Daddy-o? The dark marks on me arm. Blinded by hurt pride, my father could wait no longer, so he sacked poor old Winky, and in the meantime I grew stronger. As I grew in strength each day, my father found it harder to impose his will on me. The Dark Lord's martyr, all shall linger and die. What for, Daddy-o? What for me, Daddy-o? The dark marks on me arm. On the day my master came to free me from my prison, my father's will did crumble 'gainst the least of my lord's minions, and in my father's papers were the details of the tourney which my master you then did use to plan our further journey. All shall linger and die. What for, Daddy-o? What for me, Daddy-o? The dark marks me arm. I had but one thing left to do before I started on my mission, so I Imperio was my revenge for my father's cold derision. My need for vengeance slaked, I set out to catch an order, the famous Mad-Eye Moody, and I beat him to his horror. All shall linger and die. What for, Daddy-o? What for me, Daddy-o? The dark marks on me arm. I had carefully prepared a most potent potion, and with a lock of his hair I finished it in one motion. With Mad-Eye Moody's stump and his eye for good measure, I could fool them all and serve at the Dark Lord's pleasure. All shall linger and die. What for, Daddy-o? What for, Daddy-o? The dark marks on me arm. So to Hogwarts school I came to confound a cup of fire and slip to it one name of Voldemort's desire. Champions they were called from those schools across the water. A champion for Hogwarts, and likewise Harry Potter, all shall linger and die. What for, Daddy-o? What for me, Daddy-o? The dark marks on me arm. As the first task did approach, I did trick that great oaf Hagrid to show the boy the dragons, and he promptly ran them ragged. He failed to ask his friends how to breathe under water, so I gave the gilly to Dobby, for to save his Harry Potter, all shall linger and die. What for, Daddy-o? What for me, Daddy-o? The dark marks on me arm. One night on the map I had taken from young Potter, I saw my father at Hogwarts, so I ran at once to the Rotter. I sent the children back, leaving us now alone, and gladly I did kill him, and transfigured him to a bone. All shall linger and die. What for, Daddy-o? What for, Daddy-o? The dark marks on me arm. On the day of the third task, I looked at the job before me to ensure that young Potter was the first to reach the port key. On his way through the maze, I made sure his path was pure. Imperilled Victor Crumb, and set him against young Fleur, all shall linger and die. What for, Daddy-o? What for me, Daddy-o? The dark marks on me arm. With triumph in his grasp, Harry paused and gave his chance up to help Cedric Diggory, so together they grasped the cup. When Harry did return, he held fast to Cedric's body, but Diggory had been killed, as interlopers ought be. All shall linger and die. What for, Daddy-o? What for me, Daddy-o? The dark marks on me arm. And quick I had to learn what had happened in that graveyard. To the castle we returned, there safe I let down my guard. I needed so to hear how my master's anger boiled, as he told them it was true, that I alone was loyal. All shall linger and die. What for, Daddy-o? What for me, Daddy-o? The dark marks on me arm. Then the door to my room burst, framing Albus the headmaster. McGonagall and the traitor completed my disaster. Fudge arrived quite late and sent at once for the mentors. I could see my fate at the embrace of those tormentors. All shall linger and die. What for, Daddy-o? What for, Daddy-o? The dark marks on me arm. I wish I could see my mother, for she had always loved me, and speak to her once more of the world that we knew should be. But alas, my mother's gone, and into fists my hands do curl, as I bid fare thee well to this hateful, spiteful world. All shall linger to die. What for, Daddy-o?